Now, this next show is called Remember, and it was written and directed by Coleman Goddard.
Yeah, Coleman!
When I asked him why he wrote the show, he said, I asked myself one question. What would it be like if I could see my own mental problems? What would it be like if I could talk with my depression or wrestle with my anxiety? What would that look like? And then he says he just pulled from real life, asking different people what it was like to have ADHD, researching anger issues. Folks, please enjoy Remember.
What does this mean, talk to your mental illness? We found a way to project patients' mental illnesses.
Your other mom is out front and prepared to take you to the ceremony, sir.
Can you give me some help with a few things?
Sure. Are you going to a wedding or something? It looks very fancy. Nobel Prize ceremony. That would explain all these. Wow, how many doctorates do you have? Michael?
Oh, I'm not Michael.
Who is Michael then?
He's my father. Three of those are mine, though.
That's fascinating. You have 3 doctorates and he has like 7.
6, yes.
Reminds me of when I was in school. Patented blueprints of MDP. Michael Williams. What's an MDP?
MDP stands for Mental Disease Projector. It's the machine that's made this all possible. Do you know how it works?
How would I know that?
Just asking. I have 7 minutes. Would you like a quick tour of the facility?
Sure.
Follow me. This is one of our most famous patients, donated from Elizabeth Zane. Her illness was depression, and as of a few months ago, she hasn't had any symptoms. The process we followed was an hour-long therapy session with Dr. Valentine, our therapist, and espresso. This gave Elizabeth a higher understanding of her depression and how she controlled it instead of it controlling her. And now that she has no more symptoms and doesn't need sessions anymore, she said that we could do tests on espresso.
Espresso?
Yes, that's the name that Elizabeth chose for her projected depression. She didn't like 004D and wanted something better. Hello, espresso.
Goodbye.
004D has been hard to talk to recently.
Can I try?
Go ahead.
Hello, what is your name?
There's no need for names. We won't have names when we're cosmic dust adrift in the nothingness of space. But I like espresso better than 004D. It's easier to say.
Well then, espresso, how are you doing today?
I don't think anything could get worse than the day I've had today. That means nothing.
Well, your existence has helped many, many people find recovery from the horrible feelings they've had to live with every day, as well as meaning in their lives. I'm sure they're very thankful to you. digital copy of a small part of the brain.
That's right, I'm just a computer program. It wouldn't matter if I was real or not. Nothing would change.
The depression that was in Elizabeth almost led to her suicide. 700,000 people die every year to suicide. I would say that changes something.
How do people get depression?
Well, genetics, stressful life events, and even some medications can make people depressed. Do you know any symptoms of people who are depressed?
Appetite and weight change, pessimism, and
Loss of interest, over or under sleeping, irritability, frustration, decrease of energy.
If I go away,
Would you like to move on to the next one? This is Noah Maeve's attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
hi!
ADHD is a brain disorder that changes the structure and function of the brain, making it hard to pay attention and to focus. About 11% of the children and 4.4% of adults have it. Try getting your laser pointer out.
laser pointer.
Left pocket. This one has limitless energy, so you can entertain it with just about anything. The brains of people with ADHD are smaller in certain areas, affecting concentration, inhibition, and, as you just saw, impulse control. Neurons don't connect and mature at the same rate, making it hard to pay attention and to focus.
How did you help with this one?
Well, see, Noah is the one who Jim's helping. We used a similar process as we used with Elizabeth, but Noah is only 9, so to give him a better understanding of his ADHD, we have him interact with Jim and teach them both about what's happening inside of his brain.
Why is he raising his hand?
Yes, Jim?
My favorite character is Boba Fett. He is so cool, and his armor is so cool, and he is just so cool. Did you know that a group of bunnies is called a flubble? And that...
Hello? Hi, Mom. Sorry, we're going to be late. No, I can't get him to wear a suit. No, I'm giving the tour right now. Yes, I'm sure he'll snap out of it before we have to leave. I'll say hi to Dad for him. I only have about 1 more minute, so I'll let you choose the next one. Sure.
This one.
Intermittent explosive disorder.
Anger issues.
It was the first one my dad cured. What was that?
I'm not sure.
What else do you know about IED?
IED is mental illness characterized by episodes of anger. These sudden outbursts can make you lose control. Usually starts in childhood or adolescence, can continue with you into adulthood. Causes can be genetics, abuse as a child, varying levels of serotonin, and
Traumatic events?
yes, that's another one.
Shut up! Stop talking about me!
I'm sorry, Clancy. Would you like us to go away?
Maybe I'm not sure.
That's okay. Take a deep breath. What do you want?
I want you to stop talking about me like I'm not right here.
I can do that.
Thank you, Doctor.
It's what I'm here for.
Good job, 001. I know it can be hard to say thank you. Do you remember how we used 0019 to help Claire?
No?
We had Clancy and Claire make coping mechanisms with each other to help contain and stop outbursts and to control them when they happen. Hopefully when she gets older, she'll start to have fewer outbursts.
Wait, can you really just grow out of it?
Not exactly. Sometimes people have started to have fewer outbursts as they get older, but many people don't entirely lose it. Sometimes it's just something that you learn to live with.
Are there any illnesses you haven't found a solution for?
Oh yes. Illnesses are very complicated, and each one needs time to figure out how to remove it and help solve it. The one that we've been trying to solve for years without any success is Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's?
Yes, it's very complicated. I'll try to summarize it with the time that we have left. Alzheimer's is a neurodegenerative disease. It's caused by two things: beta amyloid plaque buildup in between neurons and apoptosis from neurofibrillary tangles. There's two kinds. There's sporadic and familial.
What's the difference?
90 to 95% of cases are sporadic, which is the late onset of Alzheimer's. Risk of development is about 1% in 65-year-olds and 50% in 85-year-olds. But 5 to 10% of cases are familial. Causes can be dominant genes or trisomy 21, and symptoms generally show up a lot earlier in life. Dad, I need you to remember so we can get you to your ceremony.
My ceremony?
Those doctorates we were talking about, those were yours. All of this is yours.
Who are you?